Hi everyone, welcome to this episode of my Zepound journey. This is week 3. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, thank you for coming back. You always appreciate it. I'm going to do this video a little different this time. I'm going to divide it up into different segments about X, Y, and Z. The first one I want to discuss is where my weight landed. So if you've been following along, I started my weight journey at 207 pounds. I'm pretty sure 207. Might be 206, but 207. And then I was hospitalized for a few days, and with all the fluid being pumped into me for antibiotics and things, I ended up at 211, which really frustrated me at the time. And I know I should only weigh myself once a week, but I weighed myself 2 days after getting home from the hospital, and I was already down to 209. And then I weighed myself 2 days later, and I was back down to 207. So I was like sort of breaking even there as the fluid weight went away from all the antibiotics and magnesium and just electrolytes. So I considered, okay, 211 isn't the real weight. I'm just sort of going to refresh and start at 207 and call that my original baseline. I don't know if you can hear her. That's my kitty Snickers. She wants me to come to bed to cuddle. Come here, Snickers. Meow, meow, meow. So anyway, I weighed myself last night when I gave myself my shot, my 4th shot. That's 4 weeks of 2.5 milligrams. And when I weighed myself yesterday, I was 206. So maybe I lost a pound, maybe I'm sort of flush, but I'm not really disappointed in where that landed. I feel like it could have been a lot worse with the hospitalization and stuff. And I've had a lot of good people reminding me, like, take it slow and steady, you know. What my mom would say if she was here today, she would be like, you didn't put weight on overnight, it's not going to come off overnight, you know. So it's looking like I'm going to be one of the turtle. Sorry, cat is bumping up against the table. It looks like I'm going to be a turtle type responder. And that's okay. That's okay. I see my doctor tomorrow, and I'm hoping to get titrated up to the 5 milligrams. I will do a short and let you know what happens. So, part 2, let's talk about some of my food things. Again, if you've been following along, you know that I used to use sugar-free vanilla coffee creamer and a sugar-free caramel syrup. Well, the sugar-free vanilla coffee creamer, my taste buds, like first morning right after my first shot, I was like, ugh, ugh, ugh. It just tasted wrong. I had to dump that coffee out because it was just so off. And I double checked the creamer was fine. It's just my taste buds were already changed. And I did try it a couple extra times, like 2 more times, just to see. Like, I tried it iced, hot. Initially it was hot, and then it was iced, and then I just tried it hot again, and none of those, it didn't work. Also, I work at a place where if you meet certain metrics, you get a free coffee drink, and I have met those metrics on a couple different occasions. Okay, I won a free drink, and I got an iced latte with half sugar-free vanilla and half caramel syrup. They don't make a sugar-free caramel. So I just got half and half, and I've had that drink before, and it's, love it. It's like one of my go-tos. This time with the sugar-free vanilla, it felt just overwhelming, even though I watched her put 1 pump and 1 pump. So but the sugar-free vanilla syrup just tasted so overwhelming and so insanely sweet. I was like, ooh, it made me sick to my stomach, and just, I couldn't do it. I also had the occasion to learn because I won another free drink, and I got an iced latte with just plain latte with cold foam. And apparently cold foam makes me really sick to my stomach. So sugar-free creamer, vanilla creamer, sugar-free vanilla syrup. I'm gonna assume it's all flavors of sugar-free creamer and syrup. And cold foam, all just my stomach not loving. For my final thought on food stuff, I wanted to tell you that I like to have a small treat at the end of the day a lot of times. Not every day, but a lot. One cookie or two of a certain kind that they taste amazing to me. And I was never really a big fan of these prior, but this year I just really fell in love with them. So my big weakness is the Keebler fudge stripes. Yeah. So yum. The problem with that is instead of eating one or two, I want to eat 5 or 6. Not great. So I feel like I've discovered that I just can't keep them in the house. And I saw this TikTok video of this girl yesterday, and she was talking about conditioning yourself to have a treat every night. And then how she got conditioned, like dinner and then a dessert, dinner and then a dessert. And I realized that I had been conditioned that way as well. For so long, it was dinner and then an ice cream, or dinner and some sort of dessert. And I broke that habit for a long time, but I got back into it. And then I seem to be back into it where it's like at the end of the day, I always feel like I want a little treat. So I need to definitely break that habit and say, no, I'm not having a treat, and for at least a few days. And I definitely cannot keep these cookies in the house if I want to be successful, because they're just too easy. So I think I'm going to get maybe some Hershey's Kisses, because you have to unwrap them, which is a pain in the tushy. I just said tushy. Which is a pain, and they're a little rich, so like 2 is enough. So that's it for the food thing. Last area we're going to discuss is how my side effects went this week. On the first couple of days, my appetite suppression still works pretty decently. It's usually the first 2 days after my shot that I have, because I do my shot in the evening. First 2 days after my shot that I feel the most appetite suppression. So that's still going on. Food noise is still really low. It's creeping back in there over the couple of weeks, but it's still really low. It's nowhere near it used to be. I do get more of a ravenous appetite, and I wouldn't normally say ravenous was how I would eat before, but I think it was. I have hunger fear from circumstances of my life at different times, which is a video to address and a subject to address in another video. I can talk. But I feel like I give myself my shot on Tuesday, and by Sunday, Monday, I'm like, I just kind of want to eat everything in sight, which is how I used to eat, and that's not productive and healthy. So I've become aware of that, and I realize that down the line, if I get taken off Zepound for some reason, or if they won't titrate me up, or anyway, it's just best practice, I'm going to have to be listening to my brain a little more. and my body, and be more in touch with them about, do I really need to eat, or am I just like bored or sad or trying to avoid a feeling? Because I do eat from anxiety, which I have a lot of. Lastly, I have seen so many videos from TikTok and YouTube both saying, oh, I ignored the warnings and I didn't take a fiber supplement, and now I'm 30 days in and I have an enema. And I'm grateful for everyone who has shared their constipation stories. I decided to just be smart. Like, part of me was like, oh, it's not going to happen to me, you know. But it seems to have happened to a lot of people who didn't think it was going to happen to them. So I'm just going to head it off. I bought the Walmart version of Benefiber prebiotic fiber supplement. I don't know if that's just the normal what it is, but that's what I got. So I wake up, I put the measured amount in my glass, and I drink a glass of water, and then with this in it, and then another glass of water. That is how I start my day. And so I'm hoping to head off the constipation side effect. That's it for today. I appreciate you joining me. If you like this video, please click like. Please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you will know when I post. I also have 2 other playlists that I post to regularly. One is Let's Eat, where I review various snacks in real time. They're short little videos. I think the longest one is maybe 6 minutes. And then the second one is Stupid About Beauty, which is me trying different beauty products when I don't really know what I'm doing. I was never the pretty girl, so I kind of make a fool of myself a lot on that one, but I enjoy doing it. So consider checking those out and leave a comment if you feel like it. I really appreciate it. I'm going to leave it there.